Okay, I'm Paul, and here we are in our third part of this NIM video series. Today we're going to look at a little bit more advanced strategy in this game. So, what we figured out last time is that, well, we figured out a couple of things. We figured out if we have one pile, it doesn't matter how many there are. If we've got a pile with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and this is the only pile, the strategy is really easy in this game. You just take the whole pile and you win. Okay, so that's one thing we figured out. The second thing we figured out is that if you have two piles, and they're each like this, if you have two piles and they each just have one, then you want to go second. If you go first, you have to take one of them, and the other person gets to take the last one and wins. Okay, so in this game, you want to go second. So what does that mean about moving to this game? Like if you were in a position like this, there's 3 over here and 1 over here. Is it a good thing to move to that position we were just looking at? So would this be a good move or a bad move to leave this game we just talked about? Well, if I leave that game, so say I just took these two, then you have to take one of them, and I get to take the last one. So if I can move to this position from some more complicated game, if I can take some pieces away and leave this, then I'm going to win. So hopefully that resonates with you a little bit. What does that mean about, say I have 1 over here and say 6 over there? Well, I'm just going to take 5 of these, leave myself with a game of 1 and a game of 1, or a pile of 1 and a pile of 1, and now you know what to do. So that makes we now understand a few more games. So we already understood all the games with just one pile. And last time we looked at the game with 2 piles that both just have 1 piece in it. But now we understand all the games where one pile has 1 and the other pile has any number, as long as there's just 2 piles and one of them has 1. So we're getting more complicated. I'm going to do one more example in this video. I'm going to let you get another chance to play around with it a little bit, use that strategy against your friends, and then we'll kick it up a notch to 3 piles in the next video. But before we get there, I want to look at another example, well, maybe a couple more examples. We'll see what happens. Check this game out. So I've got 2 over here and 2 over here. And the question is, do you want to go first or second? So let's say we go first and see if we can move to a position that we already understand. If we go first, well, it doesn't really matter whether we take from here or take from here. They're both kind of the same. Let's say we take from here. If I take both of them, then I lose. My opponent's just going to take the other 2, and they win. So this isn't good. But if I just take one of them, then this is one of those games we just talked about. My opponent, that's you guys, you're going to be able to go like this and leave this game that we already understand. And by leaving this game, you're going to win. So then I would have to take 1, and you would get to take the last one. So in this game with 2 and 2, the second player wins. Okay, I think that's enough for this one. I really want to make sure you guys get some practice in this, so I really hope that you're playing in between these videos. But join me in the next one and we'll look at some more complicated stuff.